Welcome to the world of Officine Panerai. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper usage, care, and maintenance of your Panerai Luminor 1950 Panerai Classic Yachts Challenge 3 days Chrono Flyback Automatic PAM 653. This 44mm stainless steel Panerai Flyback Chronograph is an automatic winding watch, and while the normal course of kinetic action on the wrist will energize the watch in conjunction with the caseback winding mass, nevertheless, the watch can be manually wound from a stop by taking the crown in its first position flush to the case with the locking lever up and unlocked, and turning the crown 20 to 30 turns in its first position flush to the case. This will be sufficient to energize the twin mainspring barrels and start the beat of the watch. Now, even if the chronograph isn't engaged, you'll note the constant second subdial at 9 o'clock begins to advance. Now, just so we don't confuse matters, I'm going to stop and reset the chronograph. Now, once you've wound the watch, you can go about resetting the time to the correct hour and minute. But there is a refinement that allows for more precise setting of the time against a known accurate reference time, such as an online atomic clock. Take the crown and pull it to extremity. This activates both the stop seconds and the zero reset function of the timepiece's caliber 9100 movement. You can see how the seconds hand, constant seconds at 9 o'clock, has reset to the index at 60. The best way to use this to set the watch against an accurate reference time is to call up an online atomic clock, activate the zero reset, and then set the minute hand to the next nearest minute relative to your reference time. When the two coincide such that the reference time and the watch bear the exact same time, push the crown back in, the seconds hand continues to advance. Now you've synchronized against your reference time and you've set your watch. Now, it's important to note that this is an automatic winding timepiece that cannot be accidentally overwound. So in the process of manually winding the timepiece, or if you plan to swap it out for a day or two, if you wish to fully energize it, simply continue turning the crown in a clockwise direction until you hear a light click or tick inside the case. That's the sound of the bridle-style mainspring slipping. When the bridle slips, it relieves any excess strain. It's your sign the watch is fully wound, but take note, you cannot accidentally overwind this timepiece. Due to the bridle architecture of the mainspring, it simply slips and refuses to take any additional tension once fully wound. Now, the timepiece is a chronograph with a unique flyback functionality. You start the chronograph using the pusher at 10 o'clock. You can see it's a reversed chronograph layout to make it easier to actuate using the thumb, which is a more natural arrangement than conventional 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock pushers, and also maintains the classical profile of the Panerai device protecting the crown. Now, you can start and stop and reset the chronograph in the conventional fashion, start, stop, reset. But what you can also do, because this is a flyback chronograph designed for sporting applications and thus events that may occur in rapid succession, simply press the reset pusher at 8 o'clock. Due to the flyback functionality of the watch, you reset and restart both chronograph minutes, seconds, and for that matter, hours. When all are in progress, there is no need to first stop the movement. You can reset and restart just like that, a single push of the trigger, excellent for events occurring in rapid succession. Now, the timepiece features Panerai's Deluxe underlug strap removal system. You can see how through the flanks of the lugs there is a retaining bar that holds the strap on, and on the underside, at both ends of the case, there is a pusher or trigger underneath the lug. In conjunction with the tools that this watch ships with from the factory, you'll be able to use this clever quick release system to swap out the strap for an alternative such as rubber or simple closer cleaning of the case. Thanks to the underlug pusher adjuster system for removing the strap, you don't have to test your skills against the finish of your watch with a screwdriver in hand. It's convenient, quick, and exclusive Panerai system. Now, there are three principal areas of hazard that relate to the ownership of your watch: water, magnetism, and shock. Let's start with water since it is the greatest threat, and this is a nautically themed chronograph. Now, water resistance is a fundamental character of a watch, but there are a number of peripheral warnings that must be made. Although this timepiece, per the caseback, is water resistant to 100 meters, please note that natural porous leather is never water resistant and it will degrade rapidly in the presence of moisture. Therefore, it's important to swap the strap for a textile or rubber alternate prior to taking the watch into contact with moisture. Now, the timepiece is water resistant to 100 meters, which is sufficient for most aquatic activities short of professional diving. This is not a dedicated dive watch. You can help avoid accidental drowning by ensuring that the locking lever is always depressed, that the crown functions are never used, nor is the chronograph ever cycled, not just when the watch is submerged, but when there's water on the case, as using any of the functions, even winding, while the watch is wet, can bypass the seals and introduce water to the interior of the watch. Now, it's also important to have your watch checked on an annual basis because water resistance is not a static feature of a timepiece. Over time, as seals will age and lubricants will degrade, a watch will be relatively less water resistant. Therefore, it's very important to have the watch checked annually for factory-rated watertight hermeticity at an authorized service center where specialized equipment in dry conditions can double-check the water resistance of your watch. Now, magnetism is also a serious concern because it's unseen, ubiquitous, and in modern life it can be found everywhere from high-powered wiring looms in the home and office to speakers, subwoofers, MRI equipment, wallet, purse, and refrigerator closure mechanisms. A watch that's become magnetized due to alteration of the ferrous hairspring within the balance, the heartbeat of your watch, it will keep erratic time. As the watch keeps erratic time running either fast or slow, you may suspect your watch has become magnetized. Take it to an authorized Panerai service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your watch. Shock, however, can cause more permanent damage to your timepiece. A fine mechanical timepiece should not be subjected to concussive activities such as firearms, marksmanship, batting, tennis, golf, mountain bike, ATV, or snowmobile riding, as all of these produce sufficient shock to permanently damage the movement of your watch. Now, ultimately, every properly maintained fine mechanical timepiece needs a periodic full overhaul at a factory-authorized service center. Panerai recommends that the watch be checked periodically, ideally each year when you take the watch in for its water resistance test. Check for the cosmetic condition of the watch, in addition to the water resistance, in addition to the chronometric performance and function of the watch's complications. Having all of these checked periodically will ensure that your watch receives maintenance at the proper time. This should be done exclusively at an authorized service center of Panerai, where trained personnel, specialized equipment, and factory replacement parts are exclusively available to protect the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back all parts and labor invested with a Panerai factory service warranty. Finally, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and call, text, or email our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership, usage, and care of this or any Panerai fine timepiece.